Hi there, Serdar Yegulalp here for InfoWorld at IDG. Today I'm going to demonstrate the PyLauncher for Python under Microsoft Windows. The PyLauncher is a utility typically installed by default with Python in Windows that lets you quickly select and launch a version of Python if you have more than one Python instance installed. On this system here, for instance, I have 3 distinct versions of Python installed: 3.7, 3.8, and the beta of 3.9. I use all 3 of them for different things: 3.7 for apps that need the broadest possible compatibility, 3.8 for current development, and 3.9 for bleeding edge testing. The PyLauncher lets me run any of these from the command line without needing to know their full path. You can just type py to launch the default version of Python, like this. Or you can use a command line switch to launch another installed version of Python. For instance, to launch 3.7, I'd use py-3.7. And likewise for Python 3.9, py-3.9. Any command line arguments you pass after the version number are just passed along as is. For instance, to invoke pip, I type py-3.7-m pip. If you don't pass along a version number, then py will just launch the default instance of Python, and again it will pass along whatever other command line arguments you've typed. If you want to see at a glance which Pythons are installed in your system, type py-0 and you'll get a list. The entry marked with an asterisk is the default. Now, what if you want to change the default? Well, the easy way to do this is by way of an environment variable, py_python. Set that to the version number you want to invoke as default. So in PowerShell, you type this command. Now, as you can see, 3.7 is the default. Note that we only set the environment variable for this session, though. Here, in another session, you can see that 3.8 is still the default. If we wanted to make this change permanent, we'd need to edit the user environment variable setting, as shown here. Finally, if you're in a virtual environment, Py will by default use the virtual environment's Python. But if you specify one of the other Python installations manually, it will use them. If you have questions, please add a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the IDG Tech Talk channel on YouTube, and for more Python tips, be sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Infoworld.com.